Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful middle of the week. My name is Chixxa. I'm really happy to be with you guys on the Post Esports channel yet again. We have an interesting ECAC Week 2 matchup. It's interesting because you can kind of treat it like a Week 1. Basically, ECAC adjusted the divisions in between last week and this week, and now there is a 4th Rocket League division. We were moved from the top one to the second highest, called Contenders. So all the teams that got moved got 0-0 records. So Post Orange is playing from kind of a completely fresh slate when it comes down to things. So yeah, 2 more divisions, lots more fun, and no clue how we're gonna land. Tonight's opponent is UCM Esports, which is University of Central Missouri. I'm a little bit worried, honestly, for all of the players on the field today because they seem to be quite ranked, but they got in the matchup, so I'm gonna make sure you guys can check out the match as it goes. But yeah, according to ECAC's website, Big Wheel is a SSL. I was watching him in warm-ups a little bit. Flip resetting, looking very comfortable mechanically on the field. Froski and Nolid are both GC2. So yeah, huge task for the likes of course, our Post-Orange team. But Nazmyth, our MVP, making a light work of all these ranks. Very good shot off the mistake of Nolid. You need to be able to defend against the backboard. That is a pretty routine touch when it comes down to things, and the fact that they made a mistake early on shows that Post Orange certainly does have a chance. Nolid up here to Big Wheel, doesn't find the connection. KeramiK, good touch, but demoed for his efforts. Tonight's game is a best of 7, so a lot going on. Nazmyth, the double tap read. What a tight angle off that backboard, but amazing play for Post Orange to start it off. You know, we're getting a little snack talk from Froski. We won't call it snack talk. Nazmyth's ping looked like it was quite worrisome, but he's doing just fine. He's looking comfortable on the pitch, and that's exactly what we like to see. Froski gets past one. Nazmyth safely into the corner. Gotti isn't able to find a touch, and Froski doesn't find one either. Froski here in midfield. Passes this one to Big Wheel, and his shot on target with tons of power. Really phenomenal play for the likes of this UCM white roster. That's a demanding shot, and they do really, really well at putting one on. I will look towards Big Wheel for the majority of the series on UCM. He is going to be that facilitator, the one that's very comfortably, as I said, mechanically, and he will probably do most of the finishing. Big Wheel, the beat here. KeramiK retreats, misses the touch on the follow-up. Gotti does find the save, and Nazmyth here, a little bit in control, finds the 50. Froski, touchdown. KeramiK over to Nazmyth. Nazmyth in front of net, but Big Wheel finds the save. Gotti here, gets in front of it. Gotti, of course, our freshman. Really excited to see him on the pitch. He's getting more and more comfortable with our dynamic duo from last season. Nazmyth's touch out. KeramiK can't find it. Will retain. Play really safe, which is good to see. Nazmyth, the 50. Gotti patiently waiting. It'll roll up. Sends this one out. Nolid to it first. Nazmyth on the back wall. Nazmyth following. KeramiK the touch. Froski puts it high. Nolid will miss it, and Gotti will be able to get a follow-up. Gets a shot off. Big Wheel is there to find the save. KeramiK midfield. Can't find that touch there. Pop up. Froski to it first. Does get a flip reset. Will actually find that ball again. Big Wheel demoed, and a save from Gotti. Allow this one to get out. Nazmyth looking. KeramiK Lines this one up, shoots between 3 defenders, and Post Orange gets their 2-goal lead back. I'm really proud of our Post Orange team right now. They have done well adjusting to the speed of gameplay and finding good shots and missed things. It does seem like the rank of UCM is much higher than that of Post, but the training and the coaching between Atokad and this team having that chemistry is working to our advantage. And I think because of it, it's making this game a lot closer than most would have felt. Off the corner. Big Will here instead. Nazmyth out of boost. Gotti will get the touch. Froski runs out of boost. Knowledge here finds the ball first, and Big Wheel will get the finish. Fortunately here, Post just doesn't have enough people on the ball. KeramiK waits too long, doesn't have boost to get to that ball quick enough. And speed is going to play such an important role in how this game is played. If we're not challenging that ball and we're leaving it there, it's UCM that is going to get on it first. A demo on Nazmyth. A double touch that doesn't go anywhere. Gotti, the 50, straight down here. KeramiK, the follow-up. Froski doesn't find the touch, but Big Wheel is there to get in the way. Clear up field. Nazmyth pops it up. On target. Froski, the save out towards the corner. Knowledge waiting. KeramiK finds the challenge. KeramiK can't get the follow-up. Knowledge here. Challenged by Gotti. Good speed by Gotti. But Froski to it first. Gets a nice touch. Gets the double tap read. Gets the dunk. And a gorgeous sidewall aerial into that double tap read by Froski. He in fact dunks the likes of Nazmyth twice, which has got to be heartbreaking. The mental game needs to be strong at this point because Post had a lead, but now, unfortunately, there isn't one. Desperately looking. Gotti left back. Back T's gone. Big Wheel taps it down, gets a bomb, but good thing Nazmyth is there to get it away. KeramiK waiting patiently, keeps it too far, but Gotti is there to put it off the corner. Follow up. Nazmyth backwards, actually finds a shot, gets the follow up. Nazmyth booty bumps this ball towards the backboard. You try saying that 3 times, but no, instead it gets the follow up and it beats all the defenders. What a play! Creative thinking at its best. And now Post up by 1 with 26 seconds left. Beat here. Nazmyth right off kickoff gets the 5th goal for Post, and they'll lead with 23 seconds left. Such a reversal of momentum on the side of Post. Incredible game. Nazmyth has absolutely been popping off today. I think he's certainly feeling it on the pitch, and that's good to see. 20 seconds. Just defend an opportunity or two. KeramiK sends us off towards the corner. Knowledge. Touch towards the mid. Big Wheel towards the back wall. Doesn't have a follow-up on target. 50 here. Nazmyth the beat. Gets a nice follow-up. Air dribbles it through, but it just buys time because with 1 second left, UCM can't score 2 goals. That one will be saved, and Orange takes game 1 in this best of 7. Spicy game. That was a super exciting game. Nazmyth, 4 of the 5 goals for Post, 6 of the 10 shots as well. Playing absolutely out of his mind. As for the likes of UCM, Big Wheel, of course, with the majority of those points, majority of the play. Really, really great work. So you can tell the teams quickly back into this one. So they're really ready to play. And I am not surprised. I'm sure UCM wants to get back in this one. They had opportunities at times to be really strong in this series, but just couldn't hold on to it. And Nazmyth played, again, really well when it came down to things. We'll see. Game 2 upon us. Who will start off with the lead? Who will end the game with the lead? These questions will all soon, of course, be answered. Broski up the corner. KeramiK, the follow-up, a little bit of double commit with Gotti, and Nazmyth gets bumped. Our back net open, everyone spiraling towards this ball. This one popped up towards Big Wheel. Can't get a follow-up touch. Broski towards the corner. Finds the touch off the corner. KeramiK with the read. Sends it safely there. Follow-up touch beats one. Big Wheel misses that touch, and Broski will own goal. KeramiK playing mind games in game number 2 against UCM. A double beat on that initial touch and the own goal on the last. UCM not expecting the play that Post has been giving them. Right off kickoff, the pinch up the side left wall. Broski the read. Gets past Gotti. KeramiK will find the save though. Knowledge. Off the corner. Straight down here. KeramiK. To Nazmyth. Nazmyth taking his time. Gets a nice touch. Puts that ball in great placement, but a better save by Knowledge. Gotti shot saved away. Nazmyth trying to keep this ball in. Broski on top of his car. Huge flick incoming, but this one's off the backboard and out. Nazmyth looking for the follow-up. Big Wheel turning. KeramiK the beat. It pops up in midfield, and Broski will be to it first. Big Wheel waiting for that touch. Down to Broski. Knowledge patiently waiting. All 3 players of UCM waiting in line, but Nazmyth finding the save. Knowledge up. Controls this one. Gets bumped. Almost gets the ball given back to him, but KeramiK a good touch pass. Big Wheel shadow defending, is patient, beats one, 50s another, and Knowledge will take the ball away from him. Knowledge here towards the back wall. Nazmyth finding this one. Broski. KeramiK. Kind of in a 1v1 stand. But KeramiK a good touch away. And now another follow-up here. We'll go upfield. KeramiK racing this one off the ceiling quite high, and Gotti can't get to it. Nazmyth, though, will. Sends it back onto the UCM white side. This game has just reached a whole new intensity. A 1-0 scoreline just halfway through this game. Both doing their best to try to extend this lead as much as possible. Clear here. Nazmyth takes it for KeramiK. KeramiK chasing it. Gotti gets it off the bounce off the corner. Broski up with the speed. Does get a flip off the ceiling. Knowledge finds the initial touch. KeramiK the double save. Post staying alive. Broski the turn here. That's a good setup. Patient touch underneath Nazmyth. KeramiK there off towards the corner wall. Doesn't have boost, but does deflect it into our own corner. Broski over to Knowledge, but Knowledge won't have a touch. Quickly pressured by Gotti. Big Wheel up towards the skies. Gets the ceiling read. And a great touch by Gotti off that back wall. KeramiK up, Broski. Both a double miss, a 50-50. Shot here for Big Wheel. Strong and on target. Top left corner. Just like that. UCM white put that lead from 1-0. Tied game upon us. Close one at that. Hope anybody in chat is having a wonderful Wednesday. Certainly these players, I think, are so focused on the pitch right now. It's crazy to think how close this game is and how close our first game was as well. Knowledge doesn't find the touch. Nazmyth loses to Broski. Broski over 1. Broski potentially over 2. A nice carry. Nazmyth doing his best. Gets past and up the side wall. Knowledge here now. Beats 1. KeramiK. The 50. Nazmyth, the deflection. Does KeramiK find the read? No. Big Wheel instead gets there in time. Finds the save for UCM white. Nazmyth, Knowledge, backboard, no boost. Big Wheel also looks high. KeramiK doesn't find the read. Gotti luckily there sends it upfield. Broski back wall. What a carry over the entire team. A doink And a save at the last second by KeramiK. KeramiK loses control. Big Wheel trying to follow up. Looking for that flick, gets the pass to KeramiK. Oh my goodness, Big Wheel gets the ball back and just lifts it over the last defender with 3 seconds left. Look at that team play. The floating, poor Gotti left by his lonesome. We need a miracle. I don't know if that's the kickoff to do it. Touches the ground. UCM tie up the series 1-1. Wow. Overall, outstanding game. A tight game between UCM White and Post Orange. KeramiK with 5 of these 6 saves that game, trying to hold on. But unfortunately, Post only with 3 shots. Last game with 10. And UCM White, this game with 11 themselves. They had more pressure. They had more opportunity in this past game. And because of it, UCM White took full advantage of the extra shots they were able to take. You know, Nazmyth with 160 points. Last game, I think he had like 760. He had a lot of points. When Nazmyth is really playing aggressively upfield, Post Orange desperately needs that extra pressure, that shots. Everything that's coming from Nazmyth often results in some sort of goal. And when you just don't have your star shooter doing all the things upfield that we know they can do, it ends up being a lot more difficult for Post Orange to succeed. Of course, with our triple threat team last year when Anonymal was there, the team was all around the same rank and all mechanically gifted. I haven't seen KeramiK pop off as much as last year yet, and I haven't seen, of course, Gotti, who is younger as well as, of course, lower ranked, really find his footing mechanically. So a lot relies on the shoulders of Nazmyth to find those mechanical goals, those double tap reads, those crazy, crazy saves that we've seen out of him. KeramiK has played, again, consistently well thus far, but I still haven't seen that kind of extra sparkle upfield that I'm waiting for him. The shot saved by KeramiK. Big Wheel over 1. KeramiK, a good touch here. Doing so well at reading it, but often stuck in midfield or backfield defending. KeramiK doesn't find the touch. Instead is boinked upfield. Gotti finds a touch against Froski. But unfortunately, no follow-up. KeramiK 50'd by Big Wheel. The 51, of course, by Big Wheel. Gotti the miss, and Nazmyth having to play patient. Over 150 is another. Follow-up needed. Big Wheel to it first. Gotti last back. Gotti by himself, but the shots all ring off target. KeramiK able to doink it, at least upfield. Another shot comes on through. Nazmyth there to deflect it into the corner. So many shots ringing, but Nazmyth finding a huge 50 upfield, reads it off the back wall and finds the follow-up for the Post Orange goal. Great transition out of Post Orange. They find the clear they need, and they follow up 2 misses by UCM. That's not what they need. The defense falters, Nazmyth taking advantage. That's really how kind of Rocket League is. It's mistakes that happen at any rank and taking advantage at every mistake that does happen. Is it a missed touch? Is it a bad touch? Maybe too strong of one? Is it a missed flip? There's so many things that you can do wrong in Rocket League, of course, more than you can do correctly. And if the other team can penalize after every mistake, that means they're doing it correctly. Big Wheel dunked by Gotti here. KeramiK a race to it, will steal the boost. Nazmyth, unfortunate. Doesn't find the greatest touch in his rotating ball side. Gotti trying to buy some time. Nazmyth backwards. Forwards here, though, can put the ball in the corner. Gets a demo on KeramiK. This one dropping. Gotti a touch. Can't find the follow-up as Froski is there right on him. Froski towards the other end. Off the back wall, miss here. Big Wheel, the back wall, miss, double miss. Froski shot on target. Assisted by Big Wheel, but Nazmyth finding the save anyways. Similar situation, a 1-goal post lead just halfway. Same thing as last game, and this is what happened. 2 goals were then unanswered coming from UCM, White. And both those goals gave them the lead and the game in game 2. Drop down here, Froski puts it towards the backboard. Gotti's up, finds a nice straight down touch. KeramiK gifted the ball from Big Wheel on the save, and they'll get the follow-up. Gotti is so smart on this touch. Touches it with his wheels, so it softly goes on target. Big Wheel doesn't have the best save, and then KeramiK is able to get the follow-up as he's conveniently there, was waiting for Gotti's touch to begin with. Gotti off kickoff, 50 by Nolin. Big Wheel and KeramiK. KeramiK winning the 50. Sidewall. KeramiK looking for the bump. Nolin leaving this one, and Nazmyth, unfortunately, with no touching. Gotti buying time. Froski high. Froski gets past one, looks for the double, finds a gorgeous read, and that is textbook Rocket League. Gets a good initial touch, has a nice follow-up, and gets the touchdown, rotating that car to make sure that angle is tight enough for that read. Really great job by Froski to make the most out of a solo play. Now off kickoff. Nazmyth off the ceiling, backboard here. KeramiK, the follow-up, doesn't find its target. Gotti will get the 3rd chance, just too high. Nazmyth coming in for a 4th chance. KeramiK ends up getting a shot as well, but again, too high. Gotti with the demo, extends this pressure upfield. Gotti trying to find a pass. Nazmyth coming on through, but is beat. And KeramiK now patiently waiting. KeramiK can't find it. Oh no, Nazmyth stuck in a sticky situation. Froski's shot on target, save, but Big Wheel finds the finish. Nazmyth, such great effort to save this one off the car, but unfortunately it's just so far in the net, and the entire UCM roster is rushing that scoreboard that they're able to find it. 50 seconds, tied game. So much left to happen. Gotti does find the beat, but unfortunately the shot just off target. Big Wheel sidewall. A little bit too fast. Looks for a bump. Does find it on Nazmyth, but Froski's shot, the knowledge shot off target. KeramiK on target. Not enough power to get past Knowledge. Froski off sidewall. Nazmyth up off the corner. Sends it down, but Big Wheel is there off the backboard. KeramiK. Good catch, has 100 boost. Off the ceiling, gets a touch, but Nolin defends well. Now Nazmyth, off the ceiling, looks for the read, tries to find the follow-up. KeramiK trying to squeak it on through, but they need to be careful. They don't want to overextend with just a couple seconds left. Shot here, on target. Nazmyth, a good save. Big Wheel trying to keep it in. This one will touch the ground, and we see overtime in game 3, a pivotal game 3. Will decide who takes the lead in this series. I'll catch my breath, because I know I won't be able to catch one for much longer. Gotti, and the rest of the team. Broski's touch, out. Past Gotti is Big Wheel. Big Wheel grabs the boost off the corner, gets the flip reset, finds the 50, but this one floats into the opposite corner of post. Gotti challenging. Gotti beats one, doesn't have much boost, will get a 50, pops it out in midfield. Nazmyth to it first, but the 50 by Big Wheel, double miss. KeramiK had an opportunity there. This one also a miss. Nazmyth on the back wall. Does have enough boost to follow up, put one on target, but can't really find much of a shot after. This one, a Gotti, is on target, but saved away by Knowledge. Big Wheel, now off the sidewall. Does get beat past one. KeramiK finds the save, but it's a difficult touchdown. Froski's shot on target, and KeramiK to the corner. Big Wheel out in midfield, nobody there. Nazmyth shoots a net that's wide open, but Knowledge back just in time. Froski up high. I don't think he finds the flip, so he'll lose control. Nolad wins a 50. This one actually on target. Gotti needs to get there. KeramiK also challenges. Nazmyth just keeping it up. It's a big game of keep away. Shot here, though, on target by Big Wheel. And sinking it in is UCM White. Wins a second tight game in a row, a 1 goal. Fortunately, Nazmyth just doesn't read this shot quick enough. Needs to jump earlier. Needs to make sure he understands where that ball's going earlier. The reaction time, it's so tight in Rocket League. Overall, a phenomenal game, in particular by Froski. He had such good shots, on target shots, and played the entire field. Both of the other goals were assisted by him, so he had 100% goal participation. As for post, I like the additions to shot count. 11 shots against 12. That's why this game was so close. But overall, really a phenomenal game. Another close game that came down to the wire. It was super back and forth. Post starts with the lead, but they have a hard time holding on to it. It's kind of the mental struggle of, do we bring the house or do we stay safe? Do we stay safe during the series? And I think they've been playing maybe just a little bit too safe once we get into it. The game 4 is here. Post needs to decide if they tie up the series or they could potentially get on match point UCM if Post loses this game in particular. A lot on the line. But I know Post is up to the task. They did take game 1. And with 2 close 1-goal games in 2 and 3, they certainly have the potential to change the tides. Nazmyth upfield. Bounce is read by Froski. And Nazmyth to put it back. Big Wheel. Playing boomer ball. Sends it right back on the orange half. And nobody in possession of this one. KeramiK, the touch, almost finds it to Nazmyth. Now KeramiK, touch off high. Big Wheel able to send it down in the corner. Gotti shot on target, but saved by Big Wheel toward the other side of the field. Bounce goes center. Big Wheel to it first. Doesn't have much boost, but Froski helping him out. Nolad. Catch here. Demoed by Gotti. Nazmyth has an open net to work with, and he will work with it just fine. Nazmyth again taking advantage of an opportunity. Great pressure by Gotti and a phenomenal finish. Nazmyth does not miss those. A really, really great follow-up goal. Close goal, early goal as well, of course, for Post, but that's a miscommunication between Gotti and Nazmyth. And now KeramiK left in an awkward situation. The double commit here. Nazmyth doesn't have enough boost to challenge Nolad, and that's what one mistake can do. The double commit ultimately causes everyone to rush back. Gotti, instead of going back, Post challenges that ball. Again, double commits with KeramiK, and nobody's back with boost to save that ball in time. One thing, if you were to learn and you double commit with your teammate first, when you rush it back and you panic, don't panic out of position. Remember where you're supposed to rotate to and just make up for it. Rotate exactly where you're supposed to go. Don't try to panic and get back to where you didn't end up going originally. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense kind of in my head, but basically just don't try to overchange something that happened. But Nolad finishes this one here for UCM White. Nazmyth, the touch unfortunately doesn't go where it needs to, and the follow-up is there. UCM White, a 2-1 lead early in game number 4. Gotti gets a nice touch, a follow-up one here. Can't get more than that. Nazmyth off the corner. Nazmyth, a good 50 to KeramiK, but Nolad finds a save for UCM. Gotti the challenge. KeramiK the turn. Unfortunately turns the wrong direction and misses here. Nazmyth gets the touch, but Big Wheel finds the 50. Gotti really unkiltered. He seems kind of flustered at this point, and that's going to cost him as Froski finds yet another double tap read in this one. This is the 3rd Froski double tap. He is consistent off that backboard, understands how to get those reads, and puts on really quite phenomenal plays. Now you have to wonder, what can Post Orange do? 2 goals down. They need to find an answer, and that one quick. Gotti certainly seems to be a little bit in his head right now. Needs to figure out how he gets back to assisting this team. He's done well, I think, really passing the ball, getting demos, and challenges when needed. That's been his bread and butter and kind of his contribution to this team that makes them, I believe, really successful. Nazmyth, upfield, going to be the striker, and KeramiK has been doing well with saves as well as assists. Each member kind of has their bread and butter where they prefer to be. Nazmyth shot here, fast. Nolid, another save. We're going to talk about double tap reads. That's good on Froski. Let's give a nod as well to Nolid, who has done well for UCM on the saves. Nazmyth, the flip reset. Doesn't find it on target though and runs out of boost. Now caught in an awkward situation. Stays on this ball. Little help from KeramiK. Read here, but Froski in the way. Sends it towards the side wall. Nolid beats first. Gotti challenges one. Big wheel, the follow-up. Nazmyth, good touch. Tries to beat Big Wheel, doesn't have the boost to do so. KeramiK out of boost as well. Boost a major problem, as you could tell for a while. It seemed like the entirety of the Post roster just completely drained, especially with players as comfortable as UCM White in the air. You need a lot of boost to make up for it. Nolin receives a gorgeous pass, demoed for his efforts. Nazmyth with time goes high, demoed as well. Bringing the heat back is UCM White. Big Wheel with a double demo. You could tell they're really feeling fiery at this point. 50'd straight in front of net. Nolid finds the touch, another shot on, but saved by Froski. Nazmyth doesn't find the touch here. Big Wheel back wall, doesn't find the double tap read, and Froski sends this one out. KeramiK loses control. Nolid waiting. Fakes this, but KeramiK picks it up. KeramiK, I don't think he got the flip reset, and that won't extend his pressure any further. Gotti up the corner. Nazmyth the follow-up, too late to this one as Nolid puts it back where it came from. Fortunate touch here. Drop down. Gotti trying to follow up, but Nolid out in midfield. That one almost on target as well. Time has run out for Post Orange. They will be facing a match point UCM White after this ball touches the ground. Frustrating loss for Post Orange, but UCM White has done well. Their team is now clicking together as a team. Nolid so good on the defensive front. Big Wheel has just been an absolute glue to stick the two of them together, and Froski looks really quite adamant on those double tap reads. As for Post Orange, again, plenty of shots coming from Nazmyth, who puts on most of that upfield pressure. KeramiK still feels, I think, a little quiet today, more than I'd like to see. I know KeramiK has more in him. I think tapping into it and getting comfortable is the hard part, since having an old teammate and a new one, can be quite difficult to overcome. But yeah, game number 5. Post needs this game to stay alive in the series. If not, UCM White will win in 4-1 fashion. Shot here early by Nazmyth, saved away by Nolid, follow up by KeramiK on target and good, and Post Orange start off with a very early lead in game number 5. Pressure comes right off kickoff, a triple commit on the side of UCM White, and that will do just the trick for an early goal. Sometimes momentum plays like a domino effect, and you'll be able to continue to ride it throughout the game. I'm hoping that Post is able to do just that. Nolin sends this one off the side wall. Nazmyth a miss, and Froski gets a follow-up. Another touch as well, catches Gotti off guard, and that one then will poke its way on in front of net. Nolid finds the finish here. He's been doing incredibly well, but poor Gotti just extends himself too far, isn't ready for Froski to find the touch. 1-1, very early, high-scoring game by the looks of it. 2 goals within the first 30-ish seconds. Nazmyth Doesn't find the right angle off kickoff. Gotti waiting patiently. Passes it to KeramiK. KeramiK gets bumped for his efforts and Froski to the sidewall. Gotti, the 50. A miss here. A demo as well. But the follow-ups for post are just denied by these challenges. Naled keeps his ball on his car. Able to send it upfield, and KeramiK a miss. But good thing Nazmyth on rotation finds a touch. This one towards the back wall. Naled no boost. KeramiK goes high, but Big Wheel in midfield challenges. Big Wheel able to hold on to that ball possession a little longer. Nazmyth the poke out, but Froski there sends it down. KeramiK fast to it. We got a drop down touch. Almost falls on it. That would have been quite nutty if the connection was made. Nazmyth, no touch. Big Wheel looking for the double. Finds an easy read like clockwork. This is what I mean by the mechanics on the side of UCM White, because of skill difference, are just that much stronger. I think they've hit pretty much every double tap read you could ask of them. Every single one continuously has been on target. Gotti, hello? I need to watch this again. Right off kickoff. Gotti just beats Froski. The speed, the pure speed of Gotti. Quite insane. Well, just like that, it can be as simple as you make it in Rocket League, or it could be as complicated as some of the goals that we've seen today. But you just never know. And Naled falling down. KeramiK, control. Off the top of his car, 50 with Froski, goes the wrong direction, but Big Wheel off the backboard, able to follow it up, get it to Naled. Naled high, Nazmyth, the read, Froski. Sidewall, back down. Gotti ends up bumping his teammate, but that's okay as he's able to get it over one. Nice little flick and boost steal as well. Nazmyth, the 50, is in one here. Naled sends it out to Froski, but a little too strong. Good corrections. You can tell every touch is thought out at this point in the game. You don't want to make a mistake, as mistakes have cost most of our goals in this series. Naled high, KeramiK not enough boost, has the flip, and is able to beat pass. You can tell right here, Gotti and KeramiK both go up at the same time. What someone needs to do though is read the backboard. Be in an area where you don't need to spend so much boost to go up high in the air, because Naled already has you beat. He's already high enough to be able to do it. Miss off kickoff though could be planned. KeramiK, the touch, this one out in the middle. Froski to Big Wheel. Big Wheel the touch. The team play by UCM White. Can't get any prettier than that. Naled out to Froski. Froski to Big Wheel, and that is a beautiful triple pass. That's how triangles work. That's what you learn in little Pee-wee soccer, how to pass in that beautiful form. It beats out the defense in both real life and esport. Gotti, a good save. Nazmyth collecting in a one-on-one with Naled. Tries to get on top of his car, can't do so. KeramiK bumped away. Gotti tries to stay on it. KeramiK lurking, but sent out. Nazmyth now. High. This one will drop down, but Naled finds the read out. Gotti will wait for it. KeramiK will get it first. Nazmyth taking our boost. So left some in the tank. Gotti on it. Finds the challenge. Froski gives the back pass to Naled, who puts a dangerous ball in front of net. That's not the touch you want to see. Froski too high. Backboard touch here. Follow up. KeramiK tries to slot this one on top right corner and does indeed get it. Post Orange still alive in game number 5 right now. KeramiK, what a slot. 1 goal game at 134. Wow, oh wow. Post needs another one. We'll see if they can get it. Big Wheel trying to pass this one to Naled. Naled does find the beat. Drop down red by Nazmyth. This drop back to Big Wheel. Nazmyth high. Finds the 50 and the save. KeramiK can't beat Naled. But Gotti with a demo on Froski, who will be back to collect this clear. Drop down here. Froski has read all these double taps, but KeramiK does find the save on this one. Froski demoing Nazmyth. This one towards the other end. KeramiK sends it out. Nazmyth off respawn. Does miss. Knowledge backwards. Gets a touch. It's off target and into the corner. Nazmyth awkward off the back wall. KeramiK the poke. Beats. Might pick up the boost. Gets a 50. Gets a pinch. Nazmyth following. Can't get past. Gotti to hold this one upfield. Nazmyth was looking to bump or demo somebody, but nobody was in the net for UCM White. KeramiK down to Nazmyth. Nazmyth's touch probably on target, but 50 away again. The challenge is for UCM White. They're holding on. Another pass here to Gotti, but the shot's too high. A bump on KeramiK as well does not allow for a follow-up. Now KeramiK off the sidewall. Knowledge high. Nazmyth pokes it away. KeramiK can't find the touch. Broski bumped away. KeramiK has an open net to work with. If he can pass it to Nazmyth, and with 5 seconds left, Post Orange is able to execute a team play. Nazmyth starts with the bump and then is able to follow up and get the touch on target. 5 seconds in game 5. Who will win? Not the greatest touch here. Gotti needs to find a save. Big wheel shot off target. And Post a sigh of relief. But they have overtime. The 5th goal for either team will result in the win. What more fitting than in game 5 to have a 5th goal on either side? Knowledge touch off target. Shot here by KeramiK on, but Big Wheel finds the save. Knowledge the beat. Nazmyth follows up back wall. Touch here, follow up for Nazmyth as well. Broski. Ooh, bumped. Big Wheel, the beat. Nazmyth is back and does find a nice save. Nazmyth collecting, goes high off the ceiling, but doesn't have the follow-up. Gotti a double tap, just trying to buy time. Nazmyth as well. KeramiK high, but this one 50 to Big Wheel, who puts it off the backboard. Up is Knowledge. Knowledge puts it through the back of the net. And in another overtime, UCM White able to find the read and finish. But you know what, Post? I would not be upset in the slightest about that series. That was a hard-fought series, a really close series, a back-and-forth one. You couldn't have asked for a better series. But overall, 11 shots to, I missed it because he already left, but a close series at that, a back-and-forth one. And again, I really think Post Orange gave their all. When it came down to rank, there were 2 GC1s and a Champ 1 against a SSL and 2 Champ 2s, and 2 GC2s, which is quite the wide skill gap when it comes down to things. And Post Orange was still able to go punch for punch, keep these games close, and go into overtime. But that is it for me today on this week's Rocket League action. ECAC is the only matchup we had this week on this Wednesday. Friday, NECC is on break, so we won't have a Friday Rocket League matchup. So I will hopefully see you guys next week. Have a very fantastic rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe out there. I'm about to be hit by a major storm, so please be careful. And of course, have a wonderful night. Bye.
So lost when I'm loving you. These people